For as long as any of us can remember, the future meant one thing: flying cars. We all have this vision, right? Gleaming cities, personal aircraft zipping around, no more traffic jams. It's a dream that's always felt like it was just 5 years away. Well, after a full century of waiting, let's figure out why that dream might, finally, be about to happen. You've heard this, right? Maybe you've even said it yourself. It's become a total meme, the perfect way to describe a future that just never showed up. For so long, the flying car has been more of a joke than a real possibility, a symbol of how our present day feels a little bit disappointing. And this slide just says it all. On one side, you've got the incredible future we imagined, and on the other, well, that's the reality for most of us, isn't it? Stuck on the ground, going nowhere. So what gives? Why did this amazing dream never, ever take off? To really get what's happening now, we have to look back, because this is not a new idea, not even close. People have been trying, and honestly feeling, to build a working flying car for over 100 years. Let's take a quick look at some of the wild early attempts. I mean, look at this timeline. From the moment we had planes, inventors were trying to mash them together with cars, but they all smashed into the same huge problem. What makes a good car is, the total opposite of what makes a good plane. When you try to be both, you usually end up failing at both. Let's start at the very beginning. Way back in 1917, Glenn Curtiss gave us the autoplane. They called it the limousine of the air, which sounds amazing, but in reality, it could only do a few short hops. It never really flew, which makes it the first in a very, very long line of awesome failures. Okay, this one after World War II was actually super clever, the amphibian by Robert Fulton. The idea was you could literally detach the wings and tail and just drive the body away like a car. And get this, it was actually certified to fly. But it was the classic compromise. It wasn't a great plane, and it was a really weird-looking car. In the end, nobody wanted to invest in it. And then you get stories that are just terrifying. The Convair car literally bolted a car body onto a plane. It worked for a little while, but on its third test flight, it crashed. And the reason why is just crazy. The pilot got confused and read the car's fuel gauge instead of the plane's. A tragic lesson in why mashing two complex machines together is maybe not the best idea. But this one was so close. Malt Taylor's AirCar. It was a true transformer with wings that folded up, and it was fully certified for mass production. This time, the tech worked. The problem? The business didn't. They needed 500 pre-orders to start building them, and they just couldn't get there. The world just wasn't ready for it. So yeah, for decades, that was the story. Technical problems, weird compromises, and nobody wanting to buy them. But now? Oh, now things are different. Breakthroughs in super light materials, insanely powerful electric motors, and smart flight software have completely changed the game. The technology has finally caught up with the dream. So what's actually out there right now? Today, the two leading contenders could not be more different. On one side, you have the Jetson 1, which is basically a giant personal drone you fly for fun. And on the other, you have the AirCar, a legit, road-legal car that actually turns into a plane. Let's be clear about the Jetson 1. It is not trying to fix your morning commute. The co-founder said it himself. They're selling a fun experience. It's a toy. A really, really cool toy. It's an ultralight aircraft made to give one person that amazing feeling of flight. And yep, you guessed it. It's named after the Jetsons. And here's the clever part, how they make it so accessible. It's incredibly light, only 86 kilos, and it's sold as a home-built kit. Because of that, in the US, you don't even need a pilot's license to fly it. Now, the catch is that it's super restricted. You can't fly it over cities or at night. It is purely for fun. But then there's this. Developed in Slovakia, the AirCar is the real deal. It is the first vehicle to actually deliver on that original 100-year-old promise. It's a car you can drive on the road, pull up to an airfield, and transform into a plane. And it's not just a prototype. It has an official certificate of airworthiness. And the transformation, it is straight out of a sci-fi movie. You push a button, the tail slides out, and these wings just gracefully unfold from the car's body. The whole thing is automatic and takes less than 3 minutes. It is just an incredible piece of engineering. So, what can this thing do? Well, it's powered by a regular BMW engine, and it can hit a cruising speed of 190 kilometers per hour in the air. And it can fly at an altitude of up to 8,000 feet. That's way, way above any traffic on the ground. Of course, owning the future is not going to be cheap. The price tag for one of these is expected to be somewhere between $500,000 and a full $1,000,000. So, the technology is here. It's real. For the first time in a century, the dream is reality. But this opens up a whole new can of worms, a bunch of really tough questions. Just because we finally can build them, does that mean we should? And the first, biggest, most important question has to be about safety. I mean, we can barely manage traffic in 2 dimensions on a road. What happens when you add a 3rd dimension and thousands of people flying around? The risks are just massive. A simple fender bender in the sky could be a catastrophe on the ground. Elon Musk has talked about this. You don't want to be worried about a hubcap falling on your head from 1,000 feet up. And if your engine dies, you can't just pull over to the side of the road. Add in bad weather, pilot mistakes, it's a recipe for disaster. Okay, so let's even put safety aside for a second. We have to ask, does any of this actually make sense for the real world? The day-to-day problems are just as huge. Can you imagine the noise of thousands of these flying over a city? It would be unbearable. We have absolutely no air traffic control system that could handle that volume. Plus, right now, their range is really short. And of course, that price tag makes them completely impossible for pretty much everyone. So, where does that leave us? We're at a fascinating moment. After a century of dreaming and feeling, the flying car is finally here. But what it's going to become? Well, that's completely up in the air. And that really is the ultimate question, isn't it? Have we just invented a revolutionary new way to get around that's going to reshape our cities and our lives? Or have we spent 100 years and billions of dollars just to build the ultimate toy for the super rich? The technology is here. Now we have to figure out what on earth to do with it.